So I want to talk about one of the example when I was project manager on science innovation at the British Embassy. So at the time, I was working on space science between the UK and China. And when I joined the team, the UK and China has been working on space science for quite a long time, for about a decade. But the cooperation between the two countries were always locked at the academic level, which means that university talking to university and it's always about academic exchanges. It's not really capturing the industry's development, which is growing really fast. So my task in there, which is basically to really get and this opportunity to trying to upgrade the cooperation so that it can actually capture the industry development. So there were three things I have done. The first thing is really to look strategically on what the industry is about, what is happening, where the industry goes, what is the opportunity, and also looking at where we are about the cooperation. What is the gap in there? How are we going to shape it toward the way that we can actually capture those opportunity? So the second one is that after with that kind of vision on what we want to achieve in the long term, I need to plan at the execution level on within a very limited time frame in 5 months, what exactly we can achieve in the 5 months. So basically, I was talking to people in the industry, doing some consultations and research on what is really the things that is concrete there that we can deliver in 5 months, so that it can actually lay the groundwork for the two countries to work on this specific topic in the long term, which I actually leverage some of the existing project, the network, and see that actually we should create a government agreement, a government structure that get the different kind of players, including industry, including government official, including academics, to come together and to talk about this. So the third one that I did is actually to really get the people backing these things. Specifically, I lobbied the government official from China and also from the UK to endorse the endorsement the plan, and also to get a lot of entrepreneurs and industry players to participate in this agreement so that we can actually have something concrete in there to put people together and to have some tangible results and agenda in here. So eventually, as a result, we have signed the first ever UK-China government agreement between the two specific agencies, space agencies, and we have the first ministerial agreement between the two countries. We have the first ever mechanism to address data barrier, and also we leverage funding that is going to support this agreement to be executed in the long term. Okay, so why do I want to join the pharma business? I think the core reason there is because it is the ethical business. It's actually targeting the need of the people by tackling challenges in the mother nature. So say it actually brings the silver lining to a lot of patients who are desperately in need for a cure, for a solution, such as those patients with cancer, with tumor. They need the kind of drugs to live a longer and healthier life. So this line of business is really gonna give me the kind of fulfilling kind of a understanding about myself, and really makes me feel like my career is targeting something, it's going somewhere, it's to achieve something. I think the reason that I can actually bring to this job, why you should choose me, is actually that you can see that I have a lot of diverse kind of experience, which really tells a lot about me, that I am very adaptable with different kind of challenges. But I also want to give you three things that I can actually get into this job that is very important also to this job. The first one is definitely strategic thinking. You can see that my job has a lot to do with promoting the cooperation at the highest level between the countries on specific sectors. Either that's like promoting the social protection sort of a cooperation between the European Union and China, or facilitating sort of a space cooperation between UK and China, it definitely required this long-term thinking to think not only what we are looking at right now, but also 5 years, 10 years. How can we plan for that far to thinking about the opportunity, the risks, the challenges, and to design at the very beginning to tackle those kind of things. And this has a lot to do with the pharma business. Like when you design the pipeline, the portfolios, you're definitely gonna take consider of all kind of factors in there. So I think the second one is really about my experience in policy. You can see that the Chinese government is rolling a lot of regulatory policy, either on the VBP everybody's talking about. It's really have a huge impact on the diabetes kind of drugs, the insulin, and also on the payment side, the DRG, the DIP is all about cutting the cost and to really increase the value of the device and the drugs that is actually bringing to the market. So the job actually needs people who understand policy to interpret policy, to apply that kind of understanding into the line of business, to inform decision making. And I have a lot of experience to do with that, which I think I can really be valuable to this position. So I think the third one is really a dedication to healthcare. Because I used to have a medical challenge, so I understand that this is really targeting, it's really trying to bring help to people. It makes me feel great. It's also something that is, I feel like there's a mission to achieve. So I really want to dedicate myself into this line of business. And the core reason, I think one of the most important reasons that I chose Lilly is that it really gives me the flexibility and the well-rounded sort of multifaceted kind of a training that I can start it with sales, but also at my sort of selection that I can choose different kind of projects to really get myself trained or exposure with different kind of function experience. I think that really matters a lot to me, especially as somebody who does not have substantial kind of a healthcare experience, but have a huge passion trying to get into the industry. So I think the biggest challenges facing me in terms of personal development is actually to jump out of my circle, because I spent years working in public sector. I spent years working with a lot of policy gurus, a lot of political politicians, that how we can facilitate kind of cooperation in that field. It has certain way to people in like say in diplomacy or in public sector have certain ways to communicate, certain ways to work. Is to me, after working years of working, is a comfort zone for me. But like in the future, because I want to join Eli Lilly, or in general in the private sector, everything in terms of the dynamic, in terms of the people, different coming from different background, they're gonna be a huge challenge to me. So working with people with different kind of background and different kind of expertise, and how can we achieve teamwork and achieve team win in that circumstance is something that I really want to address. So what I've been doing right now, I think I can't really find a better way than joining the B school and trying to do the MBA, doing all of the group work in here. So I have a group of people coming from different continents, with different background, consulting, other corporate, doing CPG, and it's really a huge melting pot of cultures and backgrounds. So talking with them, doing different kind of group work with them, it's really like something new that I get to use. I need to get used to different ways of working and to really trying to find a compromise or reach a consensus, sometimes convince them of way of working so that we can collectively have a solution that works for everybody, so that it can actually serve the interests of the team so that we can achieve high grades, or we can actually be satisfied with whatever we deliver every day in terms of homework, or in terms of different kind of consulting projects, or capstone projects. So this is really how the way I'm going to jump out of my circle and to keep tackling that kind of to jumping out of the circle to understand more about working with different people and how to make the team work so that actually in the future when I join Lilly or I can actually have a well-rounded skills to work with people, say in medical affair, in government affair, also working with people working on sales, so that I can be a well-rounded general manager in the future.